Hello. There we go. Welcome to the Pinfall Podcast. I am your host, Liz, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Marcus.
Hello.
Captain.
Quick shout out. Go to teespring.com/stores/UPF to grab your own UPF merchandise today. Sick designs like this one. This is the original. UPF is a sick little cross between Pokemon and professional wrestling that we do over at the Universal Pokemon Federation YouTube channel. Go check it out. Anyway, this is SummerSlam.
Yes. So, what the fuck just happened?
We had two massive returns, Becky Lynch and Brock Lesnar. Becky Lynch came out and had a match with Bianca Belair. Brock Lesnar.
Is that what you call it?
Becky put the beat down on Bianca. Shocked her so bad that she couldn't kick out of a pin. And then Brock Lesnar came face to face with Roman Reigns to show. Oh, your camera went off.
That was me. That was I was trying to clean it.
Brock Lesnar came out to have a face to face with Roman Reigns to ensure that no mid-carder will ever challenge for that title. But all in all, it was a great show, in my opinion. I mean, the stinkers were really bad. But everything else was pretty great.
I think after Becky Lynch coming back, everything got better.
I don't know. I think after yeah, okay.
Like, Becky Lynch was my low point for tonight, ironically. Whereas everything after that seemed to kind of have like a shift where I was like, oh fuck, the first half of this does not make any sense to me. I don't care about it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think that was even the low point for me. I think Alexa Bliss and Eva Marie was the low point for me. At least with Becky Lynch coming back, like, Becky Lynch is back. And you know on SmackDown, they'll recover and they'll say, Bianca will say, "You had me shocked. You came back. You're a legend. I was so in shock that I couldn't kick out," or whatever.
Speaking as a woman, that was the most disrespectful shit I've seen in a long time from the WWE. Like, that was bad. That made me viscerally angry.
I feel like if anything, that's disrespectful to people of color.
Yeah. That's the starting point for sure.
Mm-hmm. I don't. Yeah. I think in terms of all around bad, it was Eva and Alexa Bliss. At least Bianca and Becky, we got Becky back.
But that's why, like, I'm kind of like saying, like, Bianca and Becky was like my garden gate, where it was like everything prior to that was kind of, there were the shittiest things that happened were prior to all of that happening.
Right.
After the Becky Bianca thing, things got better.
Yeah. So let's not go too deep into it. Before we get into the recap, let's talk about our predictions. The reason everyone's here, I think. I hope. So for every match, we put a prediction down. Who would win the match? One match, we put who would take the pin as a tiebreaker. We didn't tie. Very close, though. For every incorrect prediction, each of us has to finish a can of hard seltzer. Today, I've got one can of Corona Refresca, coconut lime flavor. Sponsor us, Corona. And whoever has the most correct predictions will be crowned the Pinfall Podcast Prediction Champion and deals out a punishment to the loser. Now, I was the reigning champ from Money in the Bank. Was that the last one, or was the last one a takeover? I think that was the last one. I'll be able to tell you in a second, actually. Yeah, Money in the Bank. Last in Your House was a while ago. That was June. And Liz, you had 6 correct predictions, or no, 7 correct predictions, and 3 incorrect. There was one prediction that's a bit muddy because of everything that happened with Bianca and Sasha, but we're still counting that, whether or not Bianca won or lost. And I had, drum roll, 8 correct predictions, 2 incorrect, and I am still the Pinfall Podcast Prediction Champion. I have to drink 2 cans of seltzer. That's a nice night. That's a really nice night.
Not my champion.
2 months in a row. Man, feels good.
What's our tiebreaker for tomorrow? I forgot. Oh, the falls. The falls.
Yeah, we have the same identical predictions for tomorrow, except for who takes the falls in Cole versus O'Reilly. But
or the final NXT ever.
I am still the Pinfall Podcast Prediction Champion as of now. Things might change tomorrow, but my punishment to you, Liz.
I'm already in a bad mood. Please be nice.
Oh, this will only make it worse.
Great.
During your recaps of matches, you have to do an LA Knight impression.
No, I can't do an LA Knight impression. I don't even know how he talks.
Your best job.
I'm not doing that for the entire recap. There's 10 matches.
Fine. Cameron Grimes.
I'm not doing that for the entire recap. I have so much to say. There's no way. We'll literally be here until like 2 a.m.
Do you talk a lot slower doing an impression?
Yeah, because I've got to think about how people would say things.
What impression do you do the best?
I am saying I can't do an impression for the entire time that I'm doing recaps.
Well, then I'll leave the punishment up to the chat then.
Oh, that's almost worse.
Well, then take the impression.
No, I'll take the chat.
All right. Whatever chat says goes. You are now at the whim of chat. So, have fun with that.
If chat doesn't come up with something by Becky Lynch and Bianca.
Oh, no. They're not coming up with a single punishment. You have to do whatever chat says now. Within reason. Morgan Smith said, rewatch SummerSlam is too bad of a punishment. I thought it was good. I enjoyed SummerSlam. I thought it was great.
I had fun at certain points, but not the whole time.
The only thing that would have made it even better was if Biggie cashed in at some point.
The only thing that would have made it even better is if Becky Lynch didn't have to come back the way she did.
Yeah.
Which, no disrespect to Becky Lynch. It's not her fault. Shall we start?
Yes, let's start. First match was the Kickoff Big E versus Baron Corbin. We didn't make predictions on this because we didn't know. So Miriam said, here's your first command. You have to do a Cameron Grimes impression every time you say the words kick to the face.
Okay. It should be fine for... Okay. I should be fine for this first match, at least.
Okay.
And on that note, I was going to be really nice. I just want to say a very quick happy birthday to Miriam because it's her birthday.
Aw, happy birthday, Miriam. Also,
she's a lovely friend of the show.
Also, this flavor is disgusting. I hate this.
This is vile.
This is
so bad.
It's awful. It is way too sweet. There's no lime at all. It's all coconut.
See, like, I don't mind that. I like the flavor of coconut, but this is real sweet. I'm used to like Bon and Vive, which tastes like real ass seltzer. This is sugar.
White Claw is my go-to, or Bud Light seltzer, because you get a little bit of the alcohol.
I was being kind of like a dick because I didn't want to run back and forth between the kitchen like 5 times. So I grabbed I thought I had 4 wrong. So I grabbed 4, and then I grabbed 2 for you. And somehow I have ended up with 6 seltzers on my desk.
Okay.
Not sure of the math on that one. Also, real quick, I just wanted to point out, in lieu of it being Miriam's birthday and also Leo season, I got my little lion earrings in today.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
All right, so Big E versus Baron Corbin.
All right. So, to start, Big E...
Sorry. I wanted to bring this up earlier. Do you want to talk about, like, the venue? And how there's no pyro. There was no stage. No? You don't want to talk about it?
No, I'm saying I'm agreeing there was none.
That was so weird. You would think one of their big 4, they would have like they would pull out all the stops.
Yeah. This was a weird one. It had and I was telling you this, it had a very Royal Rumble-esque entrance area, because like usually with like Royal Rumble, like they've got that whole long run out.
Yeah.
This was a weird one.
Yeah,
there was the daylight for a while. It was a very weird setup for a stadium, and for a stadium that they hyped up so much. It was almost like they fired like their like stage manage or like set design people.
Oh yeah, set designer. It was not grand feeling. Like it'll be fine for Money in the Bank, but SummerSlam, the ring itself looked great, but the lack of pyro was just ridiculous.
And I mean, I understand why. It was so close to all the fans. Like,
yeah, like NXT TakeOver tomorrow is gonna have a bigger stage than SummerSlam. It's ridiculous.
Do you think Finn's just gonna go back to NXT?
Just like walk back.
He's just like, there's no fucking way I'm getting anywhere in this fucking. You know what? Can I just say it's real fucked up that it was supposed to be Finn versus Roman. Finn comes back, big pop. Finn then gets his match with Roman. Cena takes that match. Now Brock's involved. We're not seeing Finn in this title picture ever again.
And can we also say that they vilify Baron Corbin for stealing the contract and trying to sign it? John Cena did the same exact thing successfully. He stole that contract. Anyway, we're going way off track. Let's continue with Big E versus Corbin.
Yes. So Big E drives Corbin into the corner. We get a stiff shoulder tackle to Big E. E then hits Corbin with a big old suplex and a belly to back to Corbin. He goes for the big splash on the apron, but Corbin rolls away. He slams Big E into the ring post and then twice into the buckles once they're back in the ring. And then a third time, actually, for that matter, for those counting at home. We then have a side slam to Big E. No end of days because Corbin's not allowed to do that anymore. He goes for a choke slam, but Big E evades it, puts Corbin into a stretch muffler submission. And it's like the first time we've seen Corbin's tummy, like, ever. Or at least recently. And I was like, aw, tummy. Corbin ends up getting a deep 6 on E after breaking out. He rolls out of the ring, signals that he is done for the day. Heading out. Thanks for having me. Big E then drives Corbin into the announce desk, dropping Pat's drink onto the ground. Pat does a very quick little, like, he sneaks in and grabs it.
When he was first dropped on, he like tried to grab it to like get it out of there, but then he kept going and it just fell on the floor. Poor
Bless
guy.
Pat's soul. I've also learned that Pat just talks out of his ass for a lot of these matches, and he'll say shit, and like you'll pick up on it, and then it's like after the fact we're just like, what was he fucking talking
It's
about?
because he's a fan. At the end of the day, he's just a fan going off.
Oh, I can't complain. I love Pat.
Mm-hmm.
So Corbin ends up grabbing the contract again, but Big E sidelines him into the barricade. He gets him back in the ring. Corbin bops out again. Big E then spears Corbin, who is on the apron, to the ringside area, and I was like, oh my god, his fucking neck. He then gets Corbin back in and exposes that man meat to hit the big ending to win.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Good match.
Really fun match, and Big E is reunited with the Money in the Bank briefcase. I would have loved it if we got just a little bit longer. Now that we know Big E didn't cash in at all, we should have gotten Corbin with the briefcase a little longer, where he tries to cash in or tries to sell the briefcase.
I thought that we would, but I'm interested to kind of see. Honestly, Corbin's storyline right now is one of the storylines that I'm actually interested to see where it goes.
Yeah, I mean, like Morgan's Miss said, it's like disrespectful after they released 100+ people during a pandemic, but it's their best written story, or one of their best written stories.
You know, Morgan's Miss, I'm really glad you said that because that rang out to me too, and I was like, and also for them to continue with it on the same night that they released a bunch of wrestlers.
Yeah.
It was one of those things that kind of slapped of a bad taste. Bad taste. Because it's like I understand the concept in the sense that it's like, it's this rich ass dude who's now like down on his luck and wants like hundreds of thousands of dollars to get back on his feet. I get that, but then like once you lose that context, it's like
it also doesn't help that like I'm rooting for Corbin. Like when he grabbed that contract, I was like, fuck yes, it's gonna be awesome.
My thing right now is like, I want to know how happy Corbin.
I don't think we're getting it. I don't think we're getting it.
I just want to know why they fucking trademarked it. Like, what was the thought process there?
I don't know.
Where did they think they were going?
I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I want to remind everyone in the chat, Liz is at your whim tonight. The punishment goes to you all. You all get to tell Liz what to do within reason. We already have every time she has to say the word kick to the face, it has to be done in Cameron Grimes' impression.
But see, that's something I can handle.
Right.
A phrase I can handle.
Okay. I'm sure you said it a lot in that recap, but
I did not. I was actually very vigilant about that.
Okay, I believe you.
And you are welcome to be just as vigilant. I know where it's going to come in at certain points, especially. I think.
Okay. If chat catches it, you're going to have to repeat it.
I can do that.
Also, I just want to say, how many of these champions do I have to replace down here? Bianca, Nikki, Sheamus, and AJ Omos. Wow, it's like half.
It's almost 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Shit.
They ended late.
Okay.
Alright. So, after that, we had RK Bro. We started the main event. RK Bro versus AJ Styles and Omos for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Liz and I both picked RK Bro. This is the start of our actual predictions. The cat, which by the way, our cat made predictions as well. If you want to go check out her making those predictions, go to our YouTube, The Pinfall Podcast. It's one of the latest videos. She picked AJ and Omos. What a fool. What a fool. Also, I didn't say this earlier, but the cat, she went 4-6. She got 4 right. That's actually pretty impressive. compared to
probably like
previously.
a personal best for her.
Yeah. Morgan's Miss said, every time you say Randy, you have to make a Riddle impression. Randy. It's like that. Oh God, chugging, that's awful. This coconut lime Corona Refresca is awful. Just so everyone knows.
Okay. I'm gonna have to be really drunk to do this.
Drinking 2 is gonna actually be a challenge.
Alright. So it's
Randy.
Randy.
There you go.
That work for you?
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Alright. So it's Randy versus AJ to start. I'm gonna get your whole match.
It's okay. You got it. You got this.
Randy was in for a lot of this.
Oh, well.
Alright, so Randy has the upper hand for a minute, popping AJ a couple of times before a nasty suplex and then a stomp to AJ's hand. Riddle gets in. There's an assisted moonsault onto AJ. AJ is fucking pissed. Slams his hands into the announce desk while Riddle waits in the ring. Omos then gets in. Omos just kind of clubs Riddle, lifts him up, tosses him. He then lifts Riddle by the armpit. But Riddle lowers himself, gets a sleeper on Omos before Omos slings him away. AJ gets back in. They get a little teamwork DDT that kind of looked a little flubbed for a second there. Onto Riddle. Riddle goes off the ropes and AJ tosses him down into a backbreaker. He gets a headlock on Riddle, who fights free. Company strike to Omos from Riddle, who then throws AJ to the floor. AJ then gets back in before Riddle can tag Randy. I have to prepare myself for it.
You're doing great.
Thanks. Riddle grabs him by the leg. We get a pump knee to AJ. Randy is in. Strike to AJ. Strike to Omos. Back body drop to AJ. Strike to Omos. He then pushes AJ into the corner. Puma tackles him. I hate to say that because I'm allowed to.
Should have made the punishment that you can't say Puma tackle anymore.
There was only one tonight.
I thought there was a second one. Oh wait, no. It was just Randy. That's the one I was thinking of.
Randy then hits the Draper DDT while doing a bunch of weird fucking shit. It's just as weird as the last one, but it's still very strange, and I love that for him.
It's great.
He starts doing his weird shit. His little RKO wind up, if you will. Omos pulls AJ free of the ring. There's a choke slam to an attacking Riddle from Omos as Riddle goes off the stairs. Riddle then pushes Omos into the post. AJ moonsaults off the ropes and DDTs Riddle ringside, which was really fucking cool. He moonsaulted for no good reason, really. He landed on his feet and then hit Riddle with the DDT.
Yeah, that was sick. A lot.
Yeah. He wanted the phenomenal forearms, but Randy avoids. After struggling, Randy gets the RKO, and RK Bro wins the titles.
To a huge pop. Randy was beloved by the crowd today. That was a massive pop.
Unfortunately, Riddle was also beloved by the crowd, and I'm still not okay with that.
But it was mostly Randy. I noticed a lot of people who were there on Twitter saying, noting how massive Randy's pop was. Because Riddle came out first. And then after that match, we have Eva Marie versus Alexa Bliss.
Oh boy. Mark, who'd you choose?
I chose Alexa Bliss. You chose Alexa Bliss as well.
Yes.
And the cat chose Eva Marie.
So, alright. No lockup, because Eva Marie cannot do a lockup to save her fucking life. It's just a bunch of weird waist locks, and that's it. Bliss just slaps Marie away, and then we get a drop toe hold, sending her sailing. It's very weird for me that Eva Marie has 2 first names. It's just saying Marie feels weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like I'm talking about somebody.
Mm.
It's fucking up my head. Eva then shoves Bliss down, begins taunting Lily. Lily is placed on the top turnbuckle in the corner. It's weird. It's not only do I not like Eva Marie because I think that she is like the stalest piece of cardboard that they've brought in from recycling. To watch her beat up a doll,
So stupid.
felt weird.
My god.
Not good. She begins taunting Lily, starts slapping the doll,
And slapped Alexa Bliss with the doll.
Yeah, she hits Bliss with Lily. That was my next note. And then Alexa Bliss does exactly what Jimmy wanted her to do, which was the ground and pound to Eva Marie. And then a senton onto her. Piper is standing ringside, and as Eva Marie calls out to her to help, Piper's like, nope, not for me. We get another drop toe hold, sending Eva Marie into the buckles. Bliss then steps on her, climbs up the post, tries to hit the Twisted Bliss, goes down onto nothing. Eva Marie covers, but with no luck. We get a kick to the midsection and a DDT to win. Please make sure I don't say kick to the face without saying.
You just said it.
Kick to the face. How's that?
That was great.
That work?
Yeah.
You gotta
really
feel good about yourself right now?
You gotta really scream it though. Like it's to the moon. Kick to the face.
Kick to the face.
There you go. That was great.
Okay. I might need you to reference that again for me in the future, but
okay.
So we get a kick to the midsection and a DDT to Eva Marie to win. Piper's done at this point. Fuck all to help Eva Marie. She gets the microphone, announces, and the loser is Eva Marie. And then gets Eva Marie's robe, puts that shit on, and fucking struts on out. And I said, it's what we deserve.
But now,
it's what we all deserve as people.
We've had contention between them before. Are they actually broken up? Do we actually get Piper Niven back?
I doubt it.
Yeah, me too.
Somehow Raw's gonna fucking ruin this for us.
Yeah, they're probably gonna be like, well, I talked to Dewdrop after, and we worked things out.
She understands now. Except it's gonna be more like, she understands now.
After that match, we had an interview with RK Bro. The interview was done by Mario Lopez.
Weird.
Yeah. Randy says, I said RK Bro was done with. I generally mean what I say. But I think it'll be smooth sailing from now on. We're going to keep bringing the 3 most dangerous letters in WWE. RK Bro. Riddle says, if you think Randy was excited, wait until you see the surprise I have for him on Monday Night Raw. It's gonna be fucking, it's gonna be Logan Paul. The surprise is gonna be Logan Paul. Randy's gonna RKO Logan Paul. I hope.
Was it Logan Paul the last time? Or was that Jake Paul?
Logan Paul.
Mark, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you more of a low gangster, or are you a Jake Pauler?
Oh, God. Story time, everyone. We were in Disney World a few years ago, and we were on the bus, and we overheard a bunch of kids talking. One of them asked the other, are you more of a low gangster or a Jake Pauler?
In all seriousness, too.
Yeah.
I will never forget that moment.
Yeah, yeah, we're pulling into, what was it, the Polynesian?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. It was at the middle of the night, too.
Yeah, no. Could not see these people's faces, and it was for the best because Mark and I were just sitting in the backseat, just like,
yeah.
We're out of touch.
Right after that match, or after that interview, we had Damien Priest versus Sheamus for the United States Championship. And to answer your question, Morgan's missed. He was a lot bigger in the U.S. years ago. After what, Logan Paul?
I can't see the chat. I don't know who we're talking about.
Yeah, no, Logan Paul. Logan Paul was
Okay.
bigger in the U.S. years ago until a bunch of controversy hit with like filming dead bodies in Japan and making a mockery of Japanese culture. He's still popular amongst kids, I think, or teenagers. But bless you. He's still trying to find relevancy. I think he's turned more to boxing now than anything else.
Didn't the FBI raid his house, or was that Jake Paul?
I have no clue. I thought they lived together.
Maybe. Anyways.
Yeah. Priest versus Sheamus. We both picked Damien Priest. The cat picked Shamu.
Which, you know what? Good for her. I want to take back what I said earlier. This match and the next were actually pretty decent.
Yeah. I mean, I thought RK Bro versus AJ and almost was a great match as well.
I love the silent disagreement in how we pronounce Omos's going on the podcast so far.
I go back and forth during the podcast. Like
it's like Fandango and Fandango.
Yeah, it really is. But yeah, I thought Biggie and Corbs was great. RK Bro versus AJ and Omos was great. This match, Priest versus Sheamus was great. And Mysterios versus Usos was also great.
Yeah. There were a couple good bops in this one. I'll be honest. There were just low moments that were low moments, and I was like...
Well, I want to mention the specific moment that was my favorite in this match because it was so good. But I'll wait till we get there.
Yeah. Also, Damien Priest came out looking like...
That all blue, fantastic.
Did not know that was what I needed in my life today, but that was what I needed. Also, no, maybe, but Curious moment. Do you remember when the draft was going on?
Oh, and Jeff
AJ
Hardy
Styles
wore red.
And AJ Styles started wearing a lot of red as well.
Riddle did too. So Damien...
You smelling what I'm smelling?
That wouldn't make sense, because...
That would be sick, though.
He has the United States title.
Oh.
Unless they're bringing Shinsuke over to Raw, it wouldn't make sense. I mean, they might. Yes.
I'm just saying.
Or have Damien lose it to on Monday.
To be fair, Damien Priest on SmackDown would be a fucking roller coaster ride. Yeah, that'd be sick.
Him and Shinsuke? Oh, I guess never mind. Him and Finn again. Reunite that feud.
Bring back the white outfit. Please. Like that. Anyways. So we get a side headlock on Priest to start the match. Then a shoulder tackle to Priest. And a big flying back elbow to Shamu. They start exchanging blows. There's a big boot to the chest of Sheamus and then a Falcon Arrow. Priest goes over the top rope down onto Sheamus after Sheamus escapes to ringside. He kicks Sheamus over and over and over ringside. Sheamus goes for a roundhouse. No, Damien goes for a roundhouse. Don't know why I said Sheamus. Damien goes for a roundhouse, but Sheamus catches him, throws him into the post. Back in the ring, there's a belly-to-back suplex to Damien, and then another roundhouse attempt right into a backbreaker from Sheamus. He gets a chin lock on Priest. And then we get a Hurricane Rana to Sheamus from Priest. It was like a little fucking messy. They're both big ass dudes.
You said the Falcon Arrow?
No, Hurricane Rana.
Oh, Hurricane. Oh, yeah, no. Damien's too tall to be doing that. He like his back hit the floor and he was like bent over as he was doing the Hurricane Rana. It wasn't great. It really wasn't.
Yeah. So Sheamus ends up getting a big old spine buster on Damien, throws him through the ropes pretty much, gets a Glasgow smile on Damien, goes for it a second time, but Damien fights out with some back elbows. Doesn't matter. He gets thrown into the 10 beats of the bottom. Back inside the ring, Sheamus is thrown down in a tornado DDT. There's some strikes to Sheamus, and then a clubbing lariat, as well as a second one that sends Sheamus to the ground. Sheamus struggles sending Priest to the apron. There's a bell clap to Sheamus, and then a flying spiral roundhouse. He wants the reckoning, but Sheamus sort of brings Damien down into like a DDT of sorts. He goes up top. Priest grabs him for a choke slam, but Sheamus, fucking monster of all men, hangs Priest up on the top rope by jumping down to the fucking ringside area from the top rope. And I said, that's fucked up, Sheamus. Please don't do that ever again. Didn't care for that at all. We get back in the ring. Sheamus hits Priest with an Alabama slam, but the man is still kicking out. Priest starts striking Sheamus, gets a headbutt in. A brogue attempt is met with a boot from Priest, and Damien hits the South of Heaven. He wants the powerbomb on Sheamus, but Sheamus fights out of it. There's a brogue to Damien as he goes off the ropes for another like spinning heel kick. And Priest still kicks out. And Sheamus is standing there like... he sets up the cloverleaf, but Priest rolls Sheamus up in an inside cradle. There's a leg lock on Priest, who is nowhere near the ropes. Still manages to like fucking... He like kind of like does like an Undertaker sit-up pretty much.
And screams in Sheamus's face.
Love that for him. So Priest sits up, yanks the mask off of Sheamus's face, starts striking Sheamus in the face.
This was the moment I loved, when he just ripped off the mask. It was great. That was so fun.
Damien ends up dumping Sheamus into the buckles, hits him with a spinning roundhouse, then hits him with the reckoning to win. You got a new United States...
Universal.
I almost said it. A new United States champion. Kind of sad Sheamus is out of gold, but thrilled that Damien has got a belt.
Yeah, it does suck that Sheamus had his run and only had a single title defense in that entire run. It's very unfortunate that he was plagued with injury that time, getting his nose broken by Umberto. Yeah. It sucks. It sucks. But hopefully we see it again soon. Alright, so next up, after that we had Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio and Gorilla. Dom says, I'm sorry about last night. Rey says, that was last night. I need you focused. We fight the fight that's in front of us every day. We never quit. And then they go out and it's the Mysterios versus the Usos. And Liz, who did you pick?
Usos.
I picked the Usos as well, and the cat picked the Usos. This was her first win.
Yes, it was. Good for her. And if anybody's wondering, it's not subjected to the same rules as us. She does not have to drink for every loss.
No, she does. She's going. She's on her third right now.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to make it sound like we were making our cat drink alcohol, so I didn't say it.
I think it's pretty obvious that we're joking.
I hope it's very obvious that we're joking. Our cat's laying on a power strip somewhere.
I feel like that sounds worse than saying that our cat's drinking.
We try to stop her. Oh my god, did you just hear my voice?
Yeah. We're trying to stop her.
Don't make me do fucking impressions, and this is what happens.
You've done one. You've done one.
I had to say Randy's name multiple times in weird ways.
4 times. You haven't said kick to the face once besides in context.
Okay, to be fair, when that rule was made, I totally thought that I had it more often. I think it's just because I'm thinking of Jinder and Drew.
It's because during Damien and Sheamus, you were saying brogue to the other person, avoiding saying kick to the face.
I swear to God, I am reading my notes exactly how they're written.
Okay, all right.
Also, I said brogue to Damien, so not like I said brogue to the face or something like that.
No, yeah, so you would say brogue to the other person.
Yeah, listen, when it comes up, I will do it. But I cannot make shit up.
If any of you have any other punishments or commands you want Liz to do, within reason, just put them in the chat. Liz has to do them. That's her punishment. She's at your whim tonight.
All right. So we start with Ray and Jimmy. The Hurricane Rana and a failed 619 because, Ray getting a 619 in this day and age? No. There's a baseball slide to the Usos. Dominic gets in. It's kind of chaos at this point. He flies over the ropes onto the Usos. Dominic then also goes off the top, buckled down onto Jimmy. Back in the ring. We get a big suplex to Jimmy. We go right into the three amigos. One after the other. Jay tags in, though, on the third suplex. Dominic still manages to get it, but Jay is not the legal man. Jay also does not get into the ring for like a hot minute. Dom goes up top. But Mr. J fucking launches Dominic off the top post, nearly concussing him on the fucking barricade. This poor kid. So he then slings him into the ring post. Dominic's a very throwable young man, I guess.
That's a weird way to describe someone.
It seems like a lot of people like to throw Dominic. No offense to the kid. I found out that he was 1 year younger than us, and now I'm just like, a child. So we get a chin lock on Dom back in the ring and a backbreaker to Dominic. Jimmy gets in. He flies down onto Dominic, starts taunting Dominic before stomping onto him. Hits him with a flying headbutt. Ray comes in like he's gonna do some shit. He's not legal, though, so it doesn't fucking matter. Jay gets in. Dominic starts fighting out of the Usos' corner. Just gets fucking clubbed by an uppercut from Jay. There's a snap suplex to Dominic and a second one. And then Jay also taunts Dominic as he tries to tag in his father. They were being very mean tonight. Dominic blocks the third suplex, hits Jay with a corkscrew neck breaker. I think. I didn't know what to call this, but it looked like corkscrew neck breaker. Ray gets in, Jimmy gets in, there's a clothesline. There's a clothesline, there's elbows. He dodges a splash from Jay in the corner. Goes for a springboard moonsault and gets caught by Jimmy. Hits Jimmy with a DDT anyways. Gets the seated senton, takes Jay off the apron, kick to the shoulder, and a super kick to Ray. Because all that momentum had to stop. Jay gets in. Ray sends Jimmy out, kicks Jay under the jaw, and then goes off the second rope right into a kick to the face.
Kick to the face.
Kick to the face.
There you go.
There we go.
It's your
Our
first one.
Got it. I was actually kind of like waiting for that because I was worried that I was like glossing over all of it in my notes.
Mm-hmm.
But I was not. So, there's an Uso splash. Still no luck. Jimmy gets in. He goes up top. Dominic fights Jay on the apron. Gets suplex on the apron. But Jimmy was waiting on the top post because the camera can only focus on one person at a time. Finally, he tries to hit the Uso splash. Ray avoids it. And then Ray, after so many weeks, for the first time in front of a live fucking audience, gets a clean 619 on the legal competitor in the ring. Thank fucking God. I've been waiting for this, and I didn't even care. I never used to care about this shit. But for some reason, this kept sticking out to me. Anyways, Ray goes for the frog splash right into Jimmy's knees, gets kicked in the face. Oh wait, it's a kick to the face.
Can we talk about how Ray and Dom were in their nice pink lemonade gear?
Hang on, let me finish this real quick, and because I've got one last note. There's a super kick to Ray from both brothers and a splash from Jay to win. Their pink lemonade gear was so sweet.
It was. I wish Dom would get better gear though. It's so bad. It's awkward.
Also, Dominic is like, it's so funny because Dom looks so young to me, and then he's got like all these tattoos, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Alright, so after that match, we had Tiffany Haddish interviewing Damien Priest for some reason.
Which was the second and last of these, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. Damien said, I'm not a fan of bullies, so it makes it sweeter to take this from Sheamus. I'm the new United States champion. And then we get... So at this point, we were supposed to have Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks. And I'm going to go through everything that happened. But we get a musical interlude from Rick Boogs in Shinsuke. Doesn't lead to anything. It's just a musical interlude to kill some time. That happens. They leave. Bianca Belair comes out for what is they're still advertising to be Bianca versus Sasha. That's the first problem. They're still advertising this. If you pay attention to wrestling Twitter, you would have known that things were still up in the air regarding this match. Like, Bianca and Sasha hadn't been wrestling at house shows for the past couple weeks. Or the fact that an hour before their match, they were still unsure if it was going to happen. And there's no real reason behind it. People were speculating it's because of new Las Vegas's new mask mandate, or some other reason. But so that's the first problem. Bianca comes out, and then Greg Hamilton says that Sasha Banks is unable to come to the match, unable to compete. So he announces the next competitor will be Carmella. And I'm thinking to myself, should have just have it be like Zelina. She hasn't had a title shot yet. She doesn't have the wins to deserve it, but she'd be better than Carmella. So Carmella gets in the ring, Bianca gets the mic, and she says, okay, little Miss So-and-so, until Sasha comes, I'm gonna just take my frustration out on you. And then they are about to start the match. They hold up the belt and everything. Don't ring the bell yet. And then Becky Lynch comes out. She makes her return. And she doesn't say it. She knocks Carmella out of the ring and wails on her a bit. And then she goes face to face with Bianca. She says, what do you say the EST and the man blow the roof off this joint for the SmackDown Women's Championship? That's the second problem. They could have, well, the third problem. The second problem was having Carmella come out instead of like Zelina or someone else. This is the third problem. You could have had Becky come out and just not have a match. Have a match at Crown Jewel. Have a match at Extreme Rules. One of those two for the title. Build up a feud, because WWE does this so much. And this is another perfect example of it. This is the second perfect example in 2 months where they put the title on somebody. No, third example. This is the third example. The second one was Shinsuke on Friday. They put the title on somebody and then make the story. The first one was Nikki Ash, where they realized their mistake, and then they changed things tonight.
Oh.
The second time, Shinsuke got the title off Apollo without any story. Now we have Becky Lynch taking the title off Bianca in a squash match. I'm not even gonna make you recap the match. Basically,
so they didn't take any notes.
Becky Lynch uses the Rock's finisher on Bianca, wins with one move, and takes the title. It was horrible. The whole thing was a whole roller coaster of emotions for everyone. They were dead once they announced Carmella and Sasha not able to compete, but then they popped super hard. They popped super hard for Becky Lynch coming out, and then they were dead when Becky won the title.
Because here's the thing: is like this is going to be a multi-tiered response to what's happening right now. Here's the thing. First of all, disrespectful as fuck. For a number of reasons. The first reason being, you had this beautiful WrestleMania match. You had two black women main eventing WrestleMania, giving a banger of a match that won fucking awards. And yeah, okay. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Sasha. I have no clue if this is her fault, if this is management's fault. I doubt it is, because I'm pretty sure Vince loves her. So I don't think that's the case. I think that this is begrudging to keep her off TV. But Bianca has, like, kind of been carrying this championship on her fucking shoulders lately, in spite of everything. So, one, disrespectful to Bianca, disrespectful to black women, disrespectful to women of color, disrespectful to women. As we go through the tiers.
And don't forget, this also puts Becky Lynch in a horrible position, because she's probably receiving a ton of flack online for something that she seemed to very clearly not like, because I could tell the face she gave to Bianca was like, I don't want to do this.
Part two. This also fucking sucks for Becky, because Becky, like, finally comes back, and, like, I knew she was going to because she didn't tweet about it this time, and I was like, rat. Super thrilled for Becky to come back. Kind of was like, I wonder how they're going to do this, because, like, I can't imagine Becky losing her first match back, but also I can't imagine Bianca dropping the title right now. My fucking mistake. But this also sucks for Becky in the sense that, like, I don't think that this is how she wanted to win the title, since her whole fucking thing was, like, I fought to be champion. It wasn't just handed to me like it was with Charlotte. It was her whole thing. And now it's just handed to her. Okay, so part 3 of my fucking rant about this is that they literally, in my head, I was like, well, Survivor Series is coming up next, so this wouldn't make sense for them to bring it up there. But I'm wrong, because I don't know the months of the year. My fault. Next is Extreme Rules. Why do they not have the Carmella-Bianca match?
Next is Crown Jewel.
Okay, next is Crown Jewel. And then the next weekend pay-per-view, I guess, is Extreme Rules. When the fuck is Crown Jewel?
September 22nd, I believe.
Okay, so 2 days later they're doing... No, 4 days later they're doing... Yeah. I don't think it's the 22nd. I think it's the 21st. Or the 23rd. Because the 22nd's a Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, not the point. The next weekend pay-per-view is fucking Extreme Rules. Why did they not let the Carmella match happen? Let Becky, I don't know, fucking lose. She's been gone for 16 months. She might lose a match. It's fine. Why did they not let literally anything else happen?
Oh, I was wrong. Thank you, Miriam. Crown Jewel is in October.
Okay, so next is Extreme Rules. So, my point is, they could have had this match go any which fucking way they wanted to. They could have done so much had Becky come out at the end, had Becky DQ the match, had Becky fucking do anything. I don't know. Had Becky lose the fucking match. And then build a fucking feud. Yep. Build a feud as Becky gets back into the swing of things because she's been gone for 16 fucking months.
Ring rust.
She's been gone for 16 months. She has ring rust. She loses
pregnant.
the match. She loses the match even. She gets better. She fights other people to prove that she's getting better. Her feud with Bianca keeps going. Extreme Rules comes. She wins the fucking title. That would have even been fine. It's literally... People drop titles. It's not just about dropping the title. Mm-hmm. It is about the fact that this was disrespectful on a number of fucking levels to, again, to women of color, to Bianca herself, who's been holding this shit down while Sasha is doing whatever the fuck Sasha's doing, to the women wrestlers in general that they were just like, oh, fuck it. Just drop the title. Who fucking cares? Anyways.
They made her Hulk Hogan. She came back as Hulk Hogan. Coming back at WrestleMania 9 and just immediately winning with one move. And similar to what Morgan's Mist mentioned, imagine on Friday, yesterday. Just picture this, okay? CM Punk comes back and immediately goes face to face with Kenny Omega. Hits him with one move, pins him, and wins the AEW championship. They never would have done that. Ever. In a million years. Yeah.
Can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
There's a million fucking ways this could have gone. It also fucking hurts a little extra. Because again, I don't know what the fuck is going on with Sasha Banks. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to claim to know. I know Vince loves her, so I don't think that this is willingly taking her off TV. But that said, the look on Bianca's face when Greg Hamilton said, Sasha's not going to be here tonight. The look on her face was genuine, I think. I think that was genuine fucking distaste. And on top of that, the look on her face when Becky held that title up after winning, don't think that was just acting and playing for the camera. I think she's genuinely fucking bent up about this, and I don't blame her.
Yeah.
This was just so fucked up.
This makes her look weak as shit.
You know, I made a joke about how, like, we passed WWE headquarters when we were driving. And there was, like, something inside of me where I was like, meh. And I thought it was just, like, you know, a vibe. Turns out it was probably, like, for the right reasons.
I'm just thinking, like, if Becky beat Bianca in one move, what does it say about the rest of the division? Bianca beat Sasha after a long-ass WrestleMania match. She beat Carmella several times. I think about 6 times, 5 times, maybe. Zelina. I think Bianca fought Shayna or Nia or both. She fought Raya at Royal Rumble. Like, what does that say about the rest of the women's division? It says that none of them are any good at all. And Carmella is a former SmackDown Women's Champion herself. It's fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
And on top of all of that, by the way, on top of all the disrespect that we saw tonight, on top of all the disrespect that Bianca incurred tonight, the fact that they had the fucking audacity to show that entire video package fucking like glorifying that WrestleMania match, which deserved to be glorified, but to revisit every second of that match and to revisit all of the wonderful things that came from it and then say, fuck you, is incredible to me. It is so tone deaf.
Yeah.
Oh my god, my blood pressure is probably like fucking through the roof right now.
Well, we should move on. I think we've talked about...
I could go on for this. This is SmackDown karaoke all over again. So stop me at will.
I think we've covered all of our bases that we need to. That match, having Bianca lose like that, was it both of our first drinks? I think so.
Yeah.
We both picked Bianca to win over Sasha. The cat picked Sasha, so technically she wins.
Yeah, whatever.
But because Bianca lost, that's why we're counting it as a loss. So up next we have and then afterwards they have Tamira Mensah-Stock. I'm sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. And Gable Steveson come out to do some waving. They got in the ring and showed off, and then they were gone after a little bit. What was the point?
I mean, like, so what was the girl's name?
Tamira.
Oh, was it Tamira Mensah-Stock?
Yeah.
You know what the point was?
What?
Tamira Mensah-Stock said that she wants to be a WWE wrestler.
Right.
Bring her out.
So did Gable Steveson.
Gable Steveson is a prospect for WWE. So now he's been on their show, and it's kind of like, oh, look what we have.
He was already on a WWE product, though.
He was on NXT, but like this is kind of like, doubling down. Also, it's like the Olympics just happened, and like, look at America.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, Gable Steveson fucking joined some wrestling company, please.
Yeah.
Same with Tamira, but Gable Stevenson's been talking about it a lot, so I'm like, where are you going, buddy?
I mean, they both have so much energy, especially Tamira. She lit up so much coming out. I think
little smile.
both of them will be great. All right. After that, we started to improve a bit. We got Jinder Mahal versus Drew McIntyre. I wasn't a big fan of this match.
I was.
This was a long squash.
Had a lot of fun.
Liz, you picked Jinder to win.
I did.
I picked Drew McIntyre.
What a fucking silly choice.
And the cat picked Drew McIntyre. Wow.
Oh, speak of the devil, she shall appear.
Oh, she's there.
Hello? Oh, please don't eat the plastic on the ground. I would prefer you didn't.
Also, while Liz talks to the cat, I got my second drink now. And this one I have more hope for. This is Arizona Sunrise. It's Arizona's hard seltzer, and I'm really excited to try it.
I have no hope for that one. It's got 4.5% alcohol, which means it's all sugar.
No, this tastes so much. This tastes like real seltzer. This tastes so much better.
Also, I have really bad news.
What?
I'll get it in now because I did not write this in my notes, but I should have.
Okay.
I did not write kick to the face in my notes for this match. I actually wrote what the fuck Jinder after begging for his life.
Okay.
So, my bad. This was the one match where I was like, this is where it is.
So you have another punishment.
Oh dear.
Both Morgan's Mist and Miriam agree that you have to do the talking to the cat voice for this next match.
You guys suck. Why did you do that to me?
Oh.
Alright.
Oh, hey!
There you go. Get the momentum going.
Why are you baring your head? Why are you baring your head? Where are you going? Oh, sweetie pie. Alright, so Drew shoves Jinder into the corner and whips Jinder into the corner.
I'm gonna spit.
Gotta keep like looking at her.
And then he clotheslines Jinder. He wants to claymore, but Jinder won't get up. And then I wrote.
Oh God! All right.
After Jinder fucking begs for his life, he fucking kicks the shit out of Drew McIntyre's face. Kicks the shit out of the piece.
What was that?
Oh wait, how do we do that?
You switched to Cameron Grimes for that.
There's a kick.
No,
There's a kick to the face.
There you go.
Drew McIntyre. And then Jinder jams Drew's head into the ropes and hits several knee drops onto him. And then Drew gets whipped into the corner. Drew then rocks Jinder with a Glasgow kiss and 2 overhead toss suplexes and a 3rd. And then a 4th. And then we get a future shock DDT and a claymore to Jinder to win. It's to win. I know. Oh, what a big yawn.
Beautiful. Outstanding.
Did you like that? Did you like that?
Alright, so let's never hear that again. Next we have Nikki Ash versus Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. So this I picked Nikki Ash to win. You picked Rhea Ripley to win for some reason. I don't know why you went with Rhea.
It was just getting a lot of pops.
That's true. Kat picked Rhea Ripley as well. All of us were
Shoved
wrong.
my finger in her ear.
Oh God. All of us were wrong. But this was our tiebreaker. We didn't have a tie. I picked Nikki Ash to get to eat the pin, which she did. So if there was a tie, I still would have won. And Liz picked, you picked Charlotte to take the pin? Okay.
Nikki Ash was nowhere in there. Also, for those who don't see this, because obviously you wouldn't see this, we fucked up. We didn't fuck up. Our curtain, our blinds on our window fell apart today. And I accidentally just looked over at the sorry state of affairs over there. It's sad. I'd show y'all, but the room is a fucking mess, so I'm not going to. Anyways. So.
Oh, we're looking at pause. Okay.
Anyways, so I took really bad notes on this match because it was a lot happening all at once. So Charlotte shoves Nikki. There's a dropkick to Charlotte from Rhea. Charlotte dumps Nikki from the ring. Rhea spears Charlotte from the ring. Charlotte goes to the apron. She sends a shoulder to the midsection of Rhea through the ropes. Nikki rolls Rhea up after kicking Charlotte in the face, hitting Rhea with a tornado DDT. That doesn't make sense. It makes sense to me because my notes don't make sense. Nikki hits Rhea with a tornado DDT on the way around. She kicks Charlotte in the face and then rolls Rhea up afterwards. That's how that was supposed to go. I kind of yodered that shit. So Charlotte gets back into the ring. She suplexes Nikki. Rhea slams Charlotte into the buckles. We had a knee to the... What? All right. Knee to the midsection of Nikki. From Charlotte. Charlotte then drops her on Rhea. Charlotte goes up top and moonsaults, but doesn't land. Somehow doesn't land on either woman. Her feet literally... Like, if this is Nikki and this is Rhea, her feet end up where my nose are.
Mm-hmm.
My nose is. Bizarre. Don't know how that happened. We get a riptide to Nikki that is countered with a DDT to Rhea. Nikki hits some head scissors to Charlotte while avoiding whatever Charlotte was going for at the time. There's a boot to the face of Rhea from Charlotte, and after a failed back elbow to Rhea, we get a clothesline to Charlotte from Rhea. A headbutt that Rhea completely no-sells, which was very confusing to me. Like, Charlotte was, like, kind of rocked by it. But Rhea just kind of, like, kept moving. I was like, forget how to wrestle. There's a snapmare to Charlotte. Rhea takes Nikki off the apron, hits Charlotte with a dropkick. There's a boot to the face of Charlotte and a Northern Lights suplex, all from Rhea. The Northern Lights suplex was clean as fuck. So good. Charlotte hits a back elbow to Rhea, though. Sends her out of the ring. It's a boot to the face to Rhea. Nikki gets in, goes up top, begins beating down on Charlotte, hits her with a tornado DDT. There's some boots to the face of Rhea through the ropes. She strikes Charlotte from... Some boots to the face of Rhea through the ropes. There's some strikes to Charlotte from Nikki. Charlotte then lifts Nikki, but Nikki fights out. Rhea suplexes both of them. We get a missile dropkick to Charlotte from Rhea. Charlotte and Rhea are fighting ringside. Nikki hits a crossbody down onto both women. Charlotte then wants to suplex Nikki, who wants to suplex Charlotte when we're back in the ring. Rhea comes in to suplex Charlotte with Nikki, and they hold her up in a vertical suplex position. And when she comes back down, because she comes back down, she DDTs both women.
That was great.
That was a lot.
From that point on, the crowd was with Charlotte the entire time.
Yeah. So then both Rhea and Nikki are in the position of being flare chopped left and right constantly. Rhea and Nikki turn it around. They whip Charlotte into the ropes. There's a boot to the jaw of Rhea, and Charlotte dumps Nikki, and then Rhea, who lands on her feet ringside, which kind of looked painful. She then hits a corkscrew moonsault off the top post down onto Rhea, and Nikki kind of hits Nikki in the head with her boot. Rhea's the first one back in the ring, though. Nikki sends a shoulder to her midsection, rolls her up. Rhea breaks free. There's a knee to the head of Nikki from Rhea, and then a cloverleaf submission. Charlotte comes in as Nikki breaks free, hits a boot to the face of Charlotte. Rhea hits a boot to the face of Charlotte, which one would say is a kick to the face.
Woo!
Charlotte gets a figure 4 on Rhea that turns into a figure 8. Nikki breaks it up, though. There's a corkscrew neckbreaker to Charlotte from Nikki, and a riptide on Nikki that's turned into a DDT on Rhea. Nikki goes up top. She goes for a crossbody onto Charlotte. Doesn't quite get it. Then Charlotte throws her down into a figure 8, and after a couple seconds, Nikki taps. And that's your match.
Yeah. It was actually a really fun match. It was very enjoyable. And Charlotte's gear was fucking Thanos. It was great. She had some sick-ass Thanos robes. Yeah.
Can we give credit where credit's due, though?
She stole that gear from, I forget who, at Triple Mania. Another dude dressed as Thanos. Which she was there for. She was at Triple Mania.
Yeah, that's the funniest fucking thing to me, is that if you look at that picture, you know for a fact that Charlotte saw that and was like, oh.
Yeah.
Alright.
Also, going back to the Becky Lynch Bianca thing.
Oh, please.
A Redditor on the post thread for SummerSlam, a Redditor by the name of Let's Expert Tara, says, things that were longer than the Becky versus Bianca match. Nakamura's entrance, the Olympic gold medalist's entrance, The Miz and Morrison getting moistened by Kofi, Goldberg's entrance, a motherfucking Goldberg match, Brock's entrance, and Mike Richards as Jeopardy host. Oh, fuck. We live in the worst timeline.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
But also, can we acknowledge the fact that CM Punk, Becky Lynch, and Brock Lesnar all came back in the same weekend?
I wish I could enjoy all of it. CM Punk was enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I request? Can I quickly request? If I'm going to be drinking more alcohol, I need to pee.
Okay.
I need a quick bathroom break.
Do you want to go pee after or before this next match?
Right now.
Okay. I'll somehow stall.
Stall.
Okay.
Find new punishments for me or something. I don't know.
All right. What punishment should we give to Liz? She can listen, just so everyone knows. But what punishment should we? Oh no, I don't think she can listen. She took out her earbuds or AirPods. Do a little more than impressions, but the impressions are good. Morgan Smith, you think Goldberg and Lashley was your match of the night? Man, am I gonna disagree with you? Oh man. Oh man, you'll find out which one's my match of the night, but it's not that. That match was decent though. It was so dumb. It was really dumb. It was so dumb. Like that Goldberg was just like, oh, my knee, it hurts. I'm done. And then Bobby fucking kills his son. Just brutalized the 15-year-old. So what did you guys all think of SummerSlam in general? What are your guys' takeaways from it? The full show. Personally, I thought it was a lot of fun. Even the whole Becky Lynch, Bianca thing, at least to leave Becky Lynch back. Like, oh, I'm taken away from it. Alright, Liz is back.
Howdy.
So, oh yeah, Morgan Smith said something that another thing lasted longer than Becky versus Bianca was Sunberg in the Hurt Lock.
Poor Sunberg.
Alright.
Alright. So, want to talk about this match? Because this match was a fucking banger and a half.
Edge versus Seth. This match fucking rocked. This was so fantastic.
Dude, this match was sick as shit.
Oh my god.
Alright. So, first of all, Mark, who did you choose?
I chose Edge.
And I chose Edge.
And the
Pepino,
cat
who did
chose
you
Edge.
choose? There we go.
We all chose Edge, and we all got it right.
So, one thing I didn't see coming, but I also kind of saw coming because I was like, this better fucking happen. We got Brood Edge for like a hot sec.
Yeah, that's what
For
he
a
came
whole
out
hot
as.
sec. Sunglasses and all. No pointy teeth, but that's okay. I'll take what I can get. Since it wasn't much tonight. Coming back in? Okay. So clothesline sends Rollins out of the ring, and we get a boot to the midsection of Edge and a near underhook suplex. Edge counters, sending Rollins out of the ring. Again, there's a knee to the back of Edge, but once again, Edge sends Rollins from the ring. There's a basement dropkick, but Rollins avoids it. He slams Edge into the ring post multiple times. Edge at this point is hobbled. Rollins bangs that old neck of his into the stairs. We get a neckbreaker in the ring to Edge. Starts shoving Edge into the rope. Hits him with a sling blade. Rollins wants that stomp, but Edge avoids it. He stomps on Edge's noggin a little bit just to kind of like get that out of his system. Edge starts fighting back though. He can't get any momentum, however. There's a glancing knee to the head of Edge off the ropes from Rollins. And then Edge kind of hits Seth with a backslide of sorts. Ends up planting him face first into the mat. He gets shoulder to the midsection of Rollins in the corner. He puts Rollins up top. Seth, however, fights Edge back down. Flies onto him with a frog splash. It's a near fall. And that's not a good sign for the beginning of this match. Seth then goes up top again. Drags Edge up top with him. Edge sort of blocks. He kind of gets the upper hand. Hits Seth with a spinning neck breaker. He shoves Seth. He shoves Seth down, hits him with a boot to the face, and then an execution. Seth sends Edge into the turnbuckle.
Wasn't it an educator?
That was at a different time.
Oh.
Seth sends Edge into the turnbuckle. We get a neck breaker of sorts to Seth. Edge goes up top again. Seth meets him up there. Hits him with a superplex. Rolls through, hits him with the Falcon Arrow. Edge still manages to avoid the stomp. Rollins, for whatever reason, wants the pedigree, which was curious, in my humble opinion.
Authority.
He wants the pedigree, doesn't get it. Instead, Edge says, "I love my wife, and I think that she's amazing," and hits Rollins with the glam slam. Edge gets hung up on the top rope, though. Rollins goes for the stomp again, but Edge once again avoids it, sending Seth into the post. He spears Rollins off the apron through the ropes to the ringside area, because that's not going to hurt your neck. Then he drives Rollins into the side of the ring, fucks up the screen on the side of the ring. Rollins then counters a fucking spear with the pedigree.
That was fucking amazing.
Rollins then hits a corkscrew moonsault and a spear. Rollins hits the corkscrew moonsault, gets fucking speared, doesn't work for the pin. Edge then nearly hits the kill switch, and I said, "Oh, we're pulling everything out of the fucking books, aren't we?"
I wanted to see it so bad. I was dying for Edge to do a kill switch.
It would have been so cool. But, there's a blow to the back of the neck of Edge, and then a kick to the back of the neck. We get back into stomp territory. It's looking a little fucking rough. Edge, however, stomps the spear. I don't know what that says. Edge gets out of the stomp. He avoids it. He hits Seth with a spear. Manages the educator, which, again, pulling shit out of the books that we haven't seen in a while. Hits Seth with a crossface that he breaks free. He breaks free the educator. Edge gets the crossface on Seth. Seth breaks free of that. Edge starts slamming Seth's head into the mat. Gets a headlock on Seth to win. He makes Seth fucking tap out.
Oh my god, that match was so good. It was fucking amazing. Beautiful storytelling. Seth reverting back to his past, just like Edge was, to break out the authority. Oh my god. Fantastic stuff. Stuff. And then after that, we had The Miz and Morrison coming out. Also, before I get into this, I want to mention they had a trailer for WWE 2K22. The game looks great. The wrestlers look fantastic, a lot better than they did in 2K20. But they gave the release date, which is March 2022, which it's longer. That's 6 months longer than it was supposed to be. In my opinion, that's fine as long as we get a great game. Like, if it's great, there's no bugs like in 2K20, totally worth it. I can't wait to play it. Liz, would you want to do Would you want to like record universe modes and put them on our YouTube?
Yeah, sure.
I feel like that'd be a lot of fun. We'll commentate the matches.
Sure.
And by commentate, I mean talk over them, not necessarily be about the match.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. You want to hear us talk more, guys?
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that for 2K22 when that comes out. We've got one going in 2K20 right now, but
that implies that this is still around until March 2022. And it also implies that we've made it through another Mike Romies, guys. Tune in in January sometime. The Mike Romies.
Oh, God.
Our awards show. It was really good last year, and it'll be really good this year. Thank you.
It was something. It was
Talking Shop-A-Mania?
It was worse
kind of in
that.
the same boat, but much worse.
Yeah. Alright, so speaking of much worse, we got The Miz and John Morrison in the ring. Miz says, "Welcome to the biggest party of the summer. It is also the driest." Morrison says, "We are surrounded by over 50,000 dry bronies. It's bringing America's moist wanted down. Luckily, I brought a special surprise to moisten up the party." Miz says, "A one-of-a-kind water projectile apparatus, the Dripstick 2000. Morrison says, "What?" Miz says, "Dig out the Dripstick 2000. They're kind of going back and forth on like who has it. They don't have it. Xavier Woods walks out with the Dripstick 2000 strapped to his back. It's like a gun, tank on the back. He's also dressed like Razor Ramon. For some reason, I didn't get this reference. Might be before my time, but yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was funny. Also, not what I expected to see Xavier Woods looking like tonight, and I loved it.
I wanted this to just be like a one-off, like for them to just do this and then never bring it up again, just like to be a fun thing. But this is probably gonna spark a Miz and Morrison versus New Day feud. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So he says, "Somebody's got to use this." And Miz says, "Look here, truck thief. People around here are shriveling up like raisins." Oh no, Morrison said that. Xavier says, "The only people dry in this building are you two." Miz says, "There are two of us and only one of you. Simple splashmatics, so give that back." Xavier says, "I'd like to get a second opinion. Survey time. Did you come out tonight to see me give the Dripstick 2000 to Miz and Morrison, or did you come out to see me spray them down with their own water gun?" Miz raises his hand and says, "When my hand goes up, your mouths go shut." Xavier says, "You messed up the line. Its survey says one more for the good guys." Miz says, "Don't you dare," and then Xavier sprays both of them with the Dripstick 2000. I was like, there's gonna be a feud that comes out of this because it served no purpose in the moment. I was thinking maybe Razor Ramon's gonna come out or something. That'd be cool.
Well, Scott Hall isn't doing that great right now.
He was at the Hall of Fame ceremony.
He's gotten older.
Yeah, I mean he's gotten older, but like it'd be nice to see him come out.
It would be, yeah. I'm not saying no to that.
Xavier should have passed off the Dripstick to Razor Ramon, and he should have sprayed them. So that ends, and then we get Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley, and we both picked Bobby.
Not how I thought the match would end, but that's okay. Anyways, I found out, and I probably should have known this, but I didn't realize that Goldberg was Jewish, and it makes me so happy. It's another one for our team.
The cat picked Goldberg.
Exactly. You celebrate Hanukkah around her enough, she'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just like one of those things I figured out, and I was like, I kind of thought I should have assumed it, but then I like looked it up, and I was like, and then I also found out that I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Randy Savage is also Jewish.
Really?
I also did not realize. Yeah.
Hmm.
Things you realize, and Kelly, apparently.
Okay.
But anyways, we realize that we don't know what age Sundberg is off the bat. He was like 14 yesterday. He's 15 today. He's kind of getting Dominic Mysterio at the end of the day. Like next week, he's gonna be 25, and we're just gonna be like, oh fuck. And it's gonna be a different kid altogether. That said, so we get like a flying shoulder tackle to Bobby to kind of start this match off. Then a body slam. There's another falling slam to Bobby. A shoulder tackle. Bobby wants the jackhammer on Goldberg, but Goldberg blocks. Bobby nearly gets jackhammered himself. Ends up hitting a DDT to Goldberg. Goldberg throws Bobby off the turnbuckle. Nearly fucking kills him. Fucking nearly sends Bobby into like early retirement.
Yeah. Bobby.
Not Goldberg's fault.
Just tucked his head in time.
Yeah. Just a badly timed move. Goldberg starts setting up for that spear, and MVP slides Robert out before he can get speared. Instead, Goldberg follows him to ringside and spears him there. Anyways, we get back in the ring. Bobby says adios, gets on out of that ring. MVP hits a chop block to Goldberg, who's fucking just standing there kind of confused. And he, like, sells that really fucking late into the match. MVP hits him. Goldberg's kind of like, what the fuck? And then it's like, oh, my leg. Shit. Which also is probably how I would react to a chop block. We get a choke slam to Goldberg, and then another chop block from Bobby to Goldberg. Bobby gets Goldberg on his shoulders, sends him into the ring post, and does it a second time. And now Goldberg cannot stand. And that's where we call the fucking match. The referee says he can't go on. You see a chair slide into the ring, and you're like, MVP, what the fuck are you doing? Bobby goes to hit Goldberg with that chair, gets a couple hits in, I believe. And then who but Sundberg comes in to save the fucking day. My boy. Sundberg jumps on Bobby's back. And after Goldberg beats up a 50-year-old man, or sorry, after Bobby beats up a 50-year-old man, my brain's not here, Bobby then beats up a 15-year-old, puts him in the hurt lock. Poor dude.
Oh my god.
To be fair, though, to be totally fair, this was probably like the height of Sundberg's summer. Like, his short 15 years of being on this earth right now, that had to be one of the coolest fucking things he's done so far.
I'm sure, yeah.
And he's gonna go back to school this September, and he's gonna be like, guys, guess what?
And they're gonna be like, who the fuck is Bobby Lashley?
I know. I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah. God. So yeah. It was a decent match. I don't know.
I didn't hate it.
It was fine. I thought the ending was so weird.
It was more than I expected from a Blood match. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. But I guess Drew was able to pin Goldberg while Bobby hurt Goldberg. Bobby's stronger.
But where does this leave us?
This leaves us with it leaves us, you know what? It leaves us in a better position than with Roman.
That doesn't shock me, but okay, go on.
Sheamus could I guess Sheamus got a clean pin, so maybe not him. AJ Styles. AJ and Bobby. That'd be a good match. Or draft comes, maybe Finn Balor. That'd be fun. That'd make sense too. He didn't have his opportunity with the Universal Championship, so.
Please don't send Finn to Raw. Please don't
he's
do
going.
that.
He is 100% going to Raw. You know that for a fact.
I can probably cue some tears up real quick if you want me to.
No. Be gone, bot. Another bot. Be gone, bot.
Ooh, body.
Alright. Yeah. I don't know who's next in line. I don't really know. Maybe Drew won against Jinder. He'd probably be up there. Well, let me check my the records right now. See who from Raw is next in line. It's Drew McIntyre, technically. You don't want to consider him. Mansoor's in a tag team. Biggie's on SmackDown. Dominic's in a tag team. Cena's on SmackDown. Ray's on a tag team. Paul Cruz is on SmackDown. Bronson Reed was released. Becky Lynch. Finn Balor's up there. Keith Lee. No, I can't do that. Carrie and no, he lost to Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy lost to Carrie. Sheamus lost to Damien. Miz, no. Shelton Benj, no. Can't do that. Goldberg. You know for a fact this is getting a rematch after what happened with Bobby and Sunberg. There will be a rematch at Extreme Rules. Morgan's missed Elias while he's dead. Oh, next in line is probably Jackson Riker.
That's gonna be a lot of matches that I'm not talking about.
He's not. He's still on main event. He's not going fucking anywhere.
Maybe Elias comes back like at Extreme Rules as the new Fiend because they got rid of the Fiend.
No. Okay. And then after that we have John Cena versus Roman Reigns, the main event. And we both picked Roman Reigns. The cat picked John Cena. What an idiot.
Oh, don't be mean.
She shouldn't
She's
make
a
dumb
good
picks.
girl.
She shouldn't make dumb picks.
That's a good cat. All right. We're going to slow this down a little bit because I have not finished my second seltzer, let alone my third.
I've got problems with this match, by the way.
Oh, good. So I guess we will be here for a while. All right. So Roman pretty much starts the match off exasperated, which maybe he knew what was coming. Maybe he knew what was going on. And he said, I saw that man backstage and I'm not going to fucking want to finish this match. They don't want to see him outside of backstage. And you know what, Roman? More power to you, baby. Anyways. So Roman's mad tired already. You know what? No, I'm not going to start. Cena hits a... Sorry, I thought. Okay. I thought for a second. I've got a problem. And we'll talk about it later. Anyways, so Cena hits Roman with a convincing roll-up. Doesn't really work, though. We get a back elbow to Cena. Roman whips Cena into the corner, and we get a suplex to him. And then a second one. Cena gets sent into the steps. He tries that roll-up again, though. And it just doesn't work. He wants the AA. Reigns hits him with the DDT. Gets a guillotine on him. John ends up driving Roman into the corner. There's a clothesline to Reigns, and then another guillotine, but Cena hits the jackknife cover, hits him with the 5-knuckle shuffle, wants the A, gets that, chinlock submission, Roman breaks free, goes ringside, because he's like, I am not fucking doing this today. Sort of like, this was a confusing one to me, and he's done this before, but it's like a drive-by drop kick.
Yeah. Where he leaps onto the apron.
I don't get how he does it. He's done it so many times, and I'm just like...
Here's a secret. Roman Reigns is fucking swole.
Yeah, that's fair. He's fucking jacked.
And talented as hell.
That man straight up came back from, like, not being around, and he was more jacked than before! How?
After
how
fighting
the fuck was that even
leukemia.
possible? He's a fucking something or other. I don't even know, man. I'll never be that fucking strong.
Yeah. Me neither.
Anyways. So. Roman's fucking still tired. He gets back into the ring. He looks like he's like... he comes back out, though. Oh, no. Yeah. Comes back out. There's an AA to Roman through the announce desk. Then we get a sort of almost powerbomb to Cena. Goes for the Superman punch. Cena counters, rolls Roman up again. No luck. There's a failed AA and a successful Superman punch. Roman goes for the spear. Cena screams, "No!" and jumps out of the way, sending Roman to the post.
Cena's so fucking funny with his call-outs. He's so funny.
You know what? I'm glad that he's back.
Mm-hmm.
I know we aren't going to have him for much longer because the summer of Cena's ending when the summer ends, but it's been fun.
I want to see Cena just like have a normal feud. Because he's a really good performer. He's something else.
I don't think we will see that, but there's always a chance on Friday. Yeah. So yeah, Cena screams no, sends Roman into the post. We go up top. We get like a super AA. Not sure how else to describe that, but it's an AA off the top rope. John starts being kind of a fucking jackass in the ring. Does the wind up, I guess. I don't know how else you want to describe Roman's hoo-ah. Bacchus? What would you describe that? Just gonna say, what would you describe that as? But take that. So John does that, and Roman kicks Cena.
So funny. It was so funny when Cena did it.
He did it convincingly.
Mm-hmm.
We start exchanging blows. Cena gets fucking rocked. There's a Superman punch to Cena, and then a second one, and then a spear, and John Cena is down for the count. And I said, man, it'd be real fucking fun if Finn Balor came out, but unfortunately I had already said to a group chat of my pals, a lot of people want Brock to come back, and I just don't get it. And that was my first mistake.
Mm-hmm. I thought The Rock would come out.
Well, that was what they were planning, I think.
Yeah.
But then planning is kind of a arbitrary term.
Yeah, this, in my opinion, this does suck because it's a fuck you to the smaller talent that have been building up, and you're essentially throwing a Goldberg in there, a returning superstar coming out of nowhere and declaring a title shot. It's annoying.
Here's the thing that worries me the most.
Brock could win.
I think Brock win. I think Brock's going to win. I don't think Brock is going to be a John Cena or... I was kind of worried about Edge, but I'm not so sure right now. But I don't think he's going to be a John Cena where it's kind of like a, hey, I'm back, bye guys, kind of deal.
Yeah.
I think Brock is back.
I don't think so.
Because what the fuck else is he going to... You don't think so?
No.
I'm more than happy for him to not actually be back.
I think he's
My prerogative.
I think he's Goldberg level right now.
Okay. I guess we'll see. But I do worry because Brock could win.
Yeah, I mean, like, I want to see like Roman versus Finn, Roman versus Corbin, Roman versus Biggie. Like, I want those smaller names thrown in there. I want them, like Roman versus Kevin Owens was a fantastic series. Roman versus Jay was amazing. That was like top tier.
Roman versus Jay made me cry.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any other wrestling moments that made me cry. Undertaker retiring kind of actually made me cry a little bit.
CM Punk coming back.
Punk didn't make me cry. It was just exciting.
Well, Brody Lee.
I'm not counting that. Just because that's not wrestling.
Did you say Roman coming back already?
Roman coming back didn't make me cry. There's very few things wrestling related, not horribly untimely things related.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a ton of things in wrestling that have ever made me like get kind of weepy.
Yeah.
Except for Undertaker's retirement.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about recent times.
Triple H's retirement?
Yeah, okay. But what I'm saying is, like, in the last couple of years especially.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think. Well, that was the last couple of years. That was when we started watching the Triple H retirement. That was last year. It was in the Performance Center.
A while ago.
They had the whole like Performance Center goodbye thing. It was like right when we first started watching Raw.
I was going through a lot back then, so maybe I don't remember it. Okay, Rey Mysterio, when Seth Rollins was like, Rey is retiring, that actually made me cry.
Okay.
The video package that they had for that. Okay, no, wait. So, in terms of like in the last 365 days, Bianca and Sasha made me cry. Cried during that. Roman and Jay. That fucking made me cry.
Becky announcing her pregnancy. Stepping down.
The last 365 days, but that did also make me... I fucking got weepy on that one, because I was like, no. I just came back to watching Becky.
Anything from NXT? Oh, Undisputed Era breaking up.
I don't know if that made me cry, but on the inside I was like...
Drake Maverick getting rehired.
Again, I don't know if that made me cry, but that was emotional.
Oh, can I talk about my grievances with the match real quick?
Yeah, you talk about that real quick, and then I'm going to talk about my grievances with Brock Lesnar.
Also, Morgan's Mist said Keith Lee winning both titles at Great American Bash.
Okay. Yes. And then, of course, they followed that right up with Keith Lee dropping both titles.
Yeah. So, my grievances with this match. It was a lot of the same stuff over and over. Like 50 Superman punches, 50 AAs, and Roman kicking out of 2 AAs, 1 Super AA, and then Cena getting pinned by 1 spear. Also, Cena sucks at kicking out. He does. Roman's fantastic at it, where he can take it to 2.99 and kick out. Cena, when the 1 hits, you can tell he's gonna kick out. And the pacing was so off with this match. It was so slow. It was my problem with Roman versus Edge at Money in the Bank. It's like so slow. There's not a lot of wrestling in it. That's why I loved Edge versus Seth so much. It was constant wrestling, but in that wrestling, you still had those story beats. You had those moments. You had that storytelling. And I it's not necessarily objective, one's better than the other. I prefer the faster pace of Edge and Seth over Roman and Cena.
Which, real quick, let me just say, I really did love, both in Seth and Edge's match and Sheamus and Damien's match, the fact that we got Sheamus doing submission hold, Edge doing the education, the fact that we got them pulling so much shit from, like, the backs of their minds.
Yeah.
To kind of, like, make up for what they're kind of lacking at that point was awesome. We aren't going to get that with Brock and Roman. I almost don't want to be a dick. I'll save that for the next fucking couple of seconds. I'm almost worried that if Brock fights Roman, they might make it a squash.
Yeah, like, I'll be honest, I don't want to see Brock versus Roman. I don't. I'd rather see Lashley versus Brock.
What the fuck is stuck in my hair? I've seen this like 500 times.
I want to... There's so much talent on SmackDown that is completely undermined because of this. I've already talked about this. Yeah, they're because you have Roman beat Brock. Who on SmackDown could beat Roman? Who? He already beat Cena, and he would beat Brock. There's no one.
So, here's the thing. It's that this is the thing I was complaining about for a while, which is I really love watching Roman and his wrestling matches. But when you build up somebody to be undefeated in like such a major capacity against such major stars, it sucks in a sense because it's like, well, who the fuck is gonna beat him?
Yeah.
Like, no one's gonna beat him. And on top of that, it's like, so Goldberg was in an interview, and I was talking about this, I think, on the last podcast. Goldberg was in an interview where he said, I'm here to put over younger wrestlers right now.
Yeah.
And that's great. But you're taking away from other younger wrestlers that could have filled that position.
Mm-hmm.
Brock is taking away from other younger wrestlers. And on top of that, Brock, my personal feelings aside, I don't like Brock in the ring. For the same reason I don't really like death matches. I don't like actually feeling like somebody's going to fucking die. I always feel that way with Brock.
I mean, right there, I'll disagree with you because, I mean, going back to Brock versus Daniel Bryan at Survivor Series, that was an amazing match.
Brock versus... Okay, so actually, wait, can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
Just to counter that. So my brain is going to Brock versus Randy.
Right, I know.
The infamous match where the refs kept saying, Brock, fucking leave the ring. He cut open his head, and Brock kept coming back.
Mm-hmm.
I have problems with that match. Randy Orton had problems with that match.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight, after the camera's cut, Brock Lesnar suplexed John Cena a bajillion and 9 times, apparently. Which means I think that's the vibe they're going with, going forward. And it's, first of all, it's not even just stressful, because I know that this is Brock's thing now. At the time when I watched the Randy match, I did not know that. But knowing this is Brock's thing now, and going forward from this, it's kind of frustrating because I hate watching that shit. Like, I hate, and they do this in AEW sometimes too, which is like so annoying because they keep dinging the bell too, which they don't do in the WWE, but like, still annoys me. It's like, if the refs can't stop them, what is stopping them? besides boredom.
That's why I like what NXT does, where they have the security.
Yeah.
The security plays an actual role.
Also, is Brock really going to be that interesting if he doesn't have Paul?
What if they do like a Paul Heyman on a pole match?
Well, people are making jokes about the Paul Heyman custody match, which I would watch.
But speaking of AEW, Morgan Smith also mentioned AEW. Look at CM Punk coming to AEW. And look at Malachi Black going over to AEW. They're not going for the title. CM Punk is fighting Darby Allin. Malachi Black fought Cody. You put them in a storyline to throw them into the context of the show and then build them up from there. Build up their win-loss. You're not going to throw them on Dark to build up, to pad their stats. You're going to have them in these storylines to have them fight big guys, but not for a title. They're not going to be in the main event picture.
Yeah.
Like Malachi Black is not going to immediately fight Kenny. CM Punk is not immediately going to fight Kenny. I love what AEW's been doing. It's like the people. I've been thinking about this for a while. They have their rankings, and the rankings are used to determine who's next in line. They determine their matchup, and then from there, they make a storyline to motivate actions, to motivate the matchups, to motivate wins or losses. With Christian, it felt like, oh, Christian's just next in line, that's whatever. But now that he got the Impact title, now that he's going for the AEW title at All Out, it all connects so well. Like, there'll probably be a title for title match, and it'll be so exciting because they connected those dots. You don't have CM Punk immediately coming in, challenging Kenny, and then they have the match, and it's whatever. It's just, I don't know. It's again, it's just Vince wanting those moments. He wants Cena versus Roman. Doesn't want anything in between.
No, I get it. You're preaching to the choir here.
Yeah, and with AEW having these new guys, but bigger guys come in and facing the AEW talent, it puts them on the same level as everyone.
I mean, AEW also doesn't have a ton of big guys.
Yeah, I mean, with Punk coming in, he's coming in fighting Darby. That immediately puts him on the level of Darby, of Ethan Page, of MJF, of Jericho, of all of their top guys. And then you have Becky coming in, immediately pinning Bianca. She's above everyone. Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately.
I know.
We gotta go to best of the night.
Yeah. It's almost 3 a.m.
Oh my god, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so promo of the night. You want to skip promo of the night?
Was like there one.
There was the Miz, the dripstick stuff.
Well, that wins.
Yeah, sure. Alright, wrestler of the night. So I know who I'm gonna pick.
I think I know who I'm gonna pick.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Edge.
I was gonna go with Edge. I didn't think you would pick him. I thought we were gonna have to argue about that.
I mean, the fact that Edge went back to the Brood, he basically cycled through all of his phases, almost did the kill switch. His storytelling was fantastic in the ring. I mean, the dude is at his age, after all of his injuries, he is still pulling off bangers. He's still focusing on the storytelling first and foremost.
So going into this match, I thought that he was going to lose. I thought he was going to get stomped.
Right.
Because they kept saying, well, a stomp could end his career. And I was like, fuck, this is how they fucking write him off, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And then he won, and I was like, yay.
Yeah. Yeah. You can tell, you can clearly tell that Edge and Christian have been extremely close over the course of their career, and even now, because the way those two guys work a storyline in their matches is unlike anything else. Like, they are two incredible talents that I am actually more than happy having them not be in the main title picture, because the amount of storytelling you want to work at this caliber, it's amazing having it just be in a storyline, not for a title picture. It adds so much to the shows. It adds so much to the side storylines.
Mm-hmm.
And it made this match incredible. Alright, so now that we agreed on Edge, let's go to match of the night. I have a feeling we're going to agree there. But let's go from worst to best. Like always, starting off with the worst. 3 out of 10. Eva Marie versus Alexa Bliss.
Shocker.
This match had no spectacle. It was awful. Awkward. Eva is not a good performer. I'm just saying that bluntly. She's not a good performer. Alexa Bliss, the reason this isn't a 1 is because Alexa Bliss is doing a good job. She is putting in the work. Her move set is actually really good as this Twisted Bliss character. I think her moveset's really good. It's so much better. It's so much better when she used to just run in and slap. Remember that?
Can I just say I hate both of them and move on?
You can say that. I'm not going to say that.
Fair enough.
Next up, 4 out of 10. Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley. It was fine. I thought the ending was kind of ridiculous. Having Goldberg just be hurt and can't continue. I don't know. I don't know if that was written in or if he was actually like hurt. But yeah, I think I'm mostly disappointed because I really wanted to see Bobby Lashley do a jackhammer. I was waiting for that. Next up, the 5 out of 10. Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair. The reason I gave this a 5 and not lower is because I was genuinely very excited for Becky Lynch to come back, and I tied this in with the match. The match itself was fucking awful. The result was fucking terrible. All of it sucked, but I popped so hard for Becky Lynch coming back. And that's why it's a 5 out of 10. And then next up, Jinder Mahal versus Drew McIntyre with a 5 out of 10. It was a long squash. There was some good stuff in there, but it was fine. It was pretty decent. Some good stuff from Drew. Jinder didn't get much in. It was fine. Morgan Smith said one last take on the Becky Bianca match. Last night, Matt Cardona defended his GCW world title against Sam Stackhouse, a trainee who was selling t-shirts during the event. It was a 6-minute match. That's what happens when you don't have the spectacle to fall back on. When you have to have those storylines, you have to have those journeys to carry yourself. GCW, they have Matt Cardona, but Matt Cardona is not a Becky Lynch who people will pop for regardless.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is that, like, but that's, man, fuck. The fucked up part of that is that, like, GCW kind of has to, like, go with what they've got.
Yeah.
You know, there's gonna be even if there's a pop, it's not a stadium crowd that's giving them that pop. You gotta work for that.
They're in a bingo hall.
And the WWE doesn't have to work for that, because Becky Lynch is gonna come back. People are gonna pop for that shit. Yeah. And the pumped-in noise will fill in the rest.
Don't even get me started on that.
Yeah, I won't. We'll be here for another 4 hours.
I just want to say, I love Matt Cardona. He's doing amazing work in Impact and GCW. He's fucking fantastic.
I don't know if GCW fans will agree with you, but I support your views.
The marks won't believe me, but people who see the fact that he is the WWE guy will agree. But also, before I move on, if you have a question for our question segment, leave it in the chat right now, and we'll get to it after the best of the night. We'll have it there so that we're not waiting once we move on. Anyway, next up, after Jinder and Drew, with a 7 out of 10, Randy Orton and Riddle, RK Bro versus AJ Styles and Omos. This is a fun match. This was just a lot of fun. There wasn't a whole lot of storyline depicted in this match, but it was just straight up fun. Randy going vintage Randy, Riddle just being fun to watch. AJ, I wish AJ would like be the AJ that we knew. I wish he would be the, was he 2-time WWE champion or 1-time? I don't know. I can't remember. I want to say 2. I feel like he's mentioned 2.
I feel like 2, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I feel like he should be booked better. I wish Omos had been RKO'd. I don't know why they are protecting him the way that they are, but he should have been RKO'd in this match. He didn't.
He's a big guy. They're probably setting up for something.
Yeah, they might be setting him up for a singles shot, but I gotta be honest, the dude doesn't have promo chops.
No, he doesn't.
He needs a mouthpiece. But he didn't go horizontal at all in this match. He should have. He really should have.
Someone's gonna knock him off his feet sooner or later, I'm sure.
Yeah, somebody will do it.
Now that Becky and Brock are back, I don't know who the fuck I'm waiting for.
Now you have to hope that they give you good stories.
Yeah. We can't rely on just returns anymore.
We're fucked. We gotta rely that they rehire Bray Wyatt. Alright. Oh, well, actually, I heard AJ Lee might be coming back.
Yeah, I somehow don't think she's coming back to WWE in a weird twist of events.
Oh, Miriam said Bailey. Yeah, Bailey to look forward to. I can't wait for her to come
7
back.
months out.
I know, but I want her to come back so bad. She's so great.
Bailey posted a picture of herself that was taken by somebody else today, and I was just like,
I know.
Bailey, please.
Please
come home to us.
She's got to pull a Miz and still pull promos and stuff.
Well, I thought, it would have been so funny if they were like, Bailey's injured, but she's part of the commentary team now. She gets to be with Michael Cole the entire fucking time.
That would be great. Oh my god, that's perfect.
We really should have stopped into the WWE headquarters.
Oh, yeah.
I have ideas.
And yeah, Morgan Smith's Becky and Bailey is the only 4 horsewomen feud that we haven't gotten, and that needs to happen.
So can I just say that the entire time that you've been going through these matches of the night, the cat has been sitting next to me just staring at me.
Oh no.
I finally had to pet her and she would stop staring.
Alright, so next up, 7 out of 10. Oh no, 6 out of 10. Never mind. Big E versus Baron Corbin. It was a lot of fun. Straight up, really fun match. Big E and Corbin, 2 great performers. Not a ton of storyline thrown in. Still a lot of fun. All right. Next up, 7 out of 10. Nikki Ash versus Raya Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. Great fun. Charlotte did a fantastic job. Raya did a fantastic job. Nikki, fantastic. Everyone really did such a great job in this match. And Charlotte winning, I think, was the best decision they could have gone with. Yeah, they really just made a great match out of this. The only thing I would have done differently is there were periods of time, like in typical triple threat fashion, where they separate the 3, so it's singles for an amount of time. Only towards the end do they really make it like a true triple threat where they're all 3 fighting at the same time. Alright, next up, 7 out of 10 as well. Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio versus the Usos. It was a lot of fun. Just a fucking great match. This was great. Then 7 out of 10, Damien Priest versus Sheamus. This was great. Damien going all out, Sheamus going all out. The only thing that ruined this for me a little bit was Damien kind of screwing up 2 of his moves. The Hurricane Rana and the dive out of the ring where he just completely missed Sheamus. Just landed on his ass. It didn't ruin the match, but it still was a lot of fun. Next up, 8 out of 10, John Cena versus Roman Reigns. Regardless of if it was very repetitive and the pacing was off, still a lot of fun. No Uso interference. I didn't realize that till now. No Uso interference at all. Great fun. Storytelling was all there too. Roman, hell of a performer. Cena, hell of a performer.
Yeah, I was gonna say John Cena fucking made me cackle.
Yeah. I just wish Cena would stay in the pin for a little bit longer. And then finally, a goddamn 10 out of 10. Among 3 other 10 out of 10s. Seth Rollins versus Edge. This match fucking went off. For context, the other 10 out of 10s, some of you will disagree. Cesaro versus Roman Reigns at Backlash. The 5-man for the NXT Championship at In Your House. And then Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, Last Man Standing at SmackDown. Seth and Edge fucking went off. The storytelling, going back to their old roots. Seth from the Authority, trying to get the pedigree off. Edge doing the kill switch, doing his the educator. It was a masterclass. It was a fucking clinic. These guys are incredible storytellers. This match was worth the wait. I am so glad they really hit the mark with the storytelling on SmackDown. They didn't have these guys go at it at all. They didn't have them do a fucking tag team match. These guys just had promos building up for this shit, and it was 100% worth it. This is what happens when you don't have these tag team matches, these can they coexist matches. This is booked really, really well, and it paid off so incredibly well.
Yeah, I agree. I actually fucking cared about this match. On like a massive scale, and you know why? You know fucking why?
Why?
Because they kept saying the stomp could ruin Edge's career, could end Edge's career, and I was like, fuck.
It wasn't a title match, and it had stakes. it had stakes that wasn't a blatant stipulation, like Roman saying, "I will leave the WWE if I lose." No, this was Seth saying, "I will end your career with one stomp." Oh my god, this was one of a kind. One of a fucking kind. And this is
wish...
our...
Keep going.
No, you continue.
I was just gonna say that I wish that this pay-per-view wasn't so long, because I would like to talk about it more.
Yeah, agreed. But that is our match of the night. Seth Rollins versus Edge. No title on the line.
Eating plastic.
The cat eating plastic.
She's eating plastic, you know. As you do when you're a cat.
As you do.
As you do.
You want to answer some... Oh, well, let's run it back. Promo of the night, there was none. Wrestler of the night, Edge. Match of the night, Seth Rollins versus Edge. Alright, you want to answer some questions?
Do we have questions?
We have a couple questions.
Okay.
Miriam asked, how excited are you guys for the last NXT takeover ever? It'll be a fun one. Walter versus Ilya, Karrion versus Joe, Kyle versus Cole.
I'm excited for the NXT itself.
Mm-hmm.
For the NXT itself. I'm excited for the takeover itself. I'm not excited for this coming Tuesday by any means. I'm very scared of this coming Tuesday, actually. I'm almost scared for takeover, but I kind of feel like they won't totally fuck it because it's takeover.
It's at the end of the day, Triple H is booking it. As we've seen, Triple H is great at booking. NXT has been fantastic this whole time. I think Triple H doesn't get enough credit for booking because he booked that episode where Adam Cole challenged Daniel Bryan challenged Adam Cole for the NXT Championship on SmackDown. It was fantastic. That whole episode was killer. Yeah, I think TakeOver is going to be great. The card looks...
TakeOver's going to be really fun.
Yeah. It looks predictable, but I think this needs to be predictable.
I think TakeOver's going to be really fun. I think that Tuesday's not going to be really fun because I think Tuesday... It's sort of like when you're on, vacation. You're like, anything goes. I can do whatever I want.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you kind of have to come back to work that following week, and you're like, everything sucks.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how it's going to be. And I'm nervous about that.
Yeah.
I'm worried that this is, as said, the last NXT takeover that we're going to get.
I'm going to warn you all, this coming regular week from Monday to Friday will be terrible for WWE. Monday is going to suck because Logan Paul is going to be there first of all. I think the draft is happening too, right? Or is it the next week? Is the next week?
September 3rd, so your birthday.
And then the Monday after?
No, the Monday before, I think.
Monday before?
I think it's August and September.
I know the last draft, it was Friday first and then Monday.
Yeah, I know. Hang on.
Okay.
WWE Draft 2021. It revealed Andrew Zarian.
Wasn't it 2020?
Wait. Hang on. No. I'm talking about 2021.
Sorry.
So far, it is said from Andrew Zarian, who's a pretty reputable source.
Yeah.
It's scheduled for August 30th and September 3rd, so it's starting on a Monday.
Okay. So, a week from Monday. Yeah. All right. So Morgan's Mist asked, book the worst case scenario for Priest.
Worst case scenario?
He gets injured. has to wear a face mask.
Goldberg.
Oh, Goldberg.
Worst case scenario for Priest?
Mm-hmm.
Outside of this being a match I'd actually like to see, McIntyre. That dumb bitch doesn't need to be in another title match. I love Drew. I say dumb bitch affectionately. But he is a very protected wrestler, and I think that would not be good for Damien's title run. I think that would be a bad sign.
But we would get a really good match out of that. Damien versus Drew would be a fantastic match. I'm thinking, who would give Damien a horrible match and a bad storyline? Jackson Riker. Jackson Riker.
Isn't he always our worst case scenario for just about anything?
Wait, no. The worst case scenario actually isn't that. It's The Miz. The Miz comes in, wants the fucking title. Now that he can walk, he's jealous of Damien getting the title, and he's like, I want that. And they still use the drip sticks.
Can I say for third place, worst case scenario?
Mm-hmm.
Ricochet and Humberto again.
That would still be fun.
It would be fun, but here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
We'd see it 15 times.
True.
In several different iterations.
True.
And it would be... Because I think right now, Humberto and Ricochet are like token mid-card.
Mm-hmm.
Token mid-card. Not quite low enough in Vince's eyes to be 24/7 competitors. Not quite high enough to be actual main card competitors.
Yeah.
I think Drew, as much as I would love to see a Drew versus Damien match, because I love both of them, and I love both of their styles, I think Drew would kind of be a doomsday for Damien. And I think that Ricochet and Humberto would be bland. Mm-hmm. And Jackson Riker, I just don't want near Damien Priest.
Yeah. Morgan's Mist also asks as the last question. Jim Cornette said that CM Punk's AEW debut was perfect and Tony Khan handled it better than Vince ever could. How do you guys feel agreeing with Jim Cornette?
See, my first response to that was going to be, I fucking hate Jim Cornette.
Broken clock strikes right twice a day?
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah, there you go.
I've said that multiple times today.
Jim Cornette, he's a piece of shit. But you know what? People can't always be 100% wrong.
Yeah, I mean, Jim Cornette... You know what? I take back my dumb bitch comment about Drew. I love Drew. Jim Cornette's a dumb bitch. But with that said, it was obvious. I mean, Tony Khan did an amazing job with CM Punk's debut.
Yeah.
There was no better way to do that. So.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that CM Punk's debut happened. They did it perfectly. They did it with, immediately right off the bat, so we're not like standing around like, oh, I'm tuning in only because I want to see CM Punk. Mm-hmm. And they gave him so much time to just fucking talk and talk and talk and also shit on the WWE and talk and talk and talk. And I thought that was beautiful.
And it shows they're not afraid to mess with the formula by starting with his long ass promo and then going into all the matches because Tony Khan understands the psychology of his viewers. Him and his team understand like that that people aren't going to pay attention to the matches if they start with that. It's that stuff. It's like having a young mind produces that kind of quality. Not having a mind that's stuck in the golden era. That's stuck in the Renaissance.
It's literally the same thing as Triple H in that he's informed by those days. I know that Triple H and Tony Khan are different ages, but he's informed by those days, but it does not dictate how he books, how he does things.
Yeah.
And that's the way that wrestling needs to be done right now.
Yeah, it's different cases between Trips and Tony. Trips, in his case, he's been a wrestler. He knows what it's like to be in their shoes, and he allows a lot of creative freedom with his wrestlers and letting them produce their own matches. With Tony, he's young. He allows a lot of freedom creatively with the wrestlers. Sorry about that. And he understands the climate. He understands being a fan. He understands the target demographic, what they're thinking, what they're comprehending.
Yeah.
And it very much shows. And it sucks that Vince is still like, he's got the executive powers, meaning he can overwrite literally anything.
And that's what fucked Raw from the get-go, is that the moment, so I a lot of my understanding of how Raw has been perceived has kind of been dictated by certain social media websites that I only got into halfway through the history of this podcast. That was when I kind of started, and this might have coincided, but that was when I kind of started realizing, like, people don't like Raw right now. And that was around the time that we were both like, Raw fucking sucks right now. So it's one of those things where it's like, we started thinking Raw sucked. We started seeing reports that Vince was there and like ripping up scripts, and that's why we had like 3 repeat matches in one night. And it's like, maybe that's the problem. Maybe Vince shouldn't be in charge of script.
Yeah, maybe he shouldn't be able to overwrite anything with a snap of the fingers.
You'd think. And I think that's the beauty of like Triple H, is that Triple H is, one, not nearly as old as Vince is. Vince has earned a retirement. Fucking lay down, my dude.
Yeah.
But I don't think that Trips just lets shit. Like, I don't think Trips rules with an iron fist. I think Trips, like, hears things.
Plus, you got Shawn Michaels, too.
I don't know. And now, of course, because NXT was not viewed enough, but was loved by the people that viewed it, is now going down the shitter. And I am... You know what? I know I was just talking about, like, all the times I've cried during, like, wrestling things in the last, like, year. If NXT falls apart, NXT was, like, the only thing that ever gave me, like, any semblance of hope for WWE. So if that falls apart...
Now SmackDown's gone
on the flip side.
SmackDown's gone too with Brock. Although they might tell a good story with Paul Heyman. So, not all hope is gone.
Yet.
But we can go on for hours, but
yeah,
we should be ending the podcast. Liz, would you like to close out?
Yeah, if you like this show, in less than 24 hours, Mark and I will be back to do another show. And then if you liked that show, we'll be back in less than 24 hours to do another show. And then if you like that show, we'll be back in another 24 hours to do another show. You know what? We're going to be here until Tuesday night around midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I don't know. We're kind of in like I almost said Super Bowl. We're kind of in a WrestleMania weekend mode right now, which is very tiring, and I'm kind of exhausted by it. But we love you guys, so we're going to keep doing it. So please tune in tomorrow night for our Takeover podcast. If you missed our predictions, we did them at the end of last night's podcast, so you can check that out. Figure out who's going to be right, who's going to be wrong. We have identical predictions up until we decided who was going to be the first fall, which I said Kyle, Mark said Adam. So that's how you'll know whether or not one of us wins. Yeah, please tune in. NXT podcasts are typically, Takeover podcasts are not as long or as late.
The show's not as long.
Or as late as this one was. So please tune in. It'll be a really good time. And and hopefully we'll be right.
Yeah.
Except for the Kyle O'Reilly Adam Cole fight, because I think that means that Adam Cole's leaving WWE.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Follow and subscribe. If you subscribe, you get access to all of our emotes and the past 2 weeks of episodes without having to wait for me to put them on YouTube. But speaking of which, follow us, subscribe to us on YouTube. That's the Pinfall Podcast. You can see all of our past episodes and our cat making predictions. Our Twitter is at Pinfall Podcast. I'm at the Mark Cameron. Liz is at Eliza Elaine23. And we'll see you tomorrow for NXT TakeOver 36. End of an era.
6 divided by 3 is 2.
Yeah.